Hi, guys. I'm Marty Berger. I'm CEO of Silverstein Properties. This was my deal. First of all, fantastic job by all the teams. Really great work. Not easy to do something on such short notice on stuff that you don't do every day like we do. So really, hats off to all of you. So 619 West 54th Street is known as the Movie Lab building. It's 87 years old. It was the editing house for Warner Brothers Pictures for many years. Taconic, which is a real estate firm in New York, bought the building in 2013 with New York City Fire Pension, New York City Police Pension, I think New York State Teachers, and they paid about $135 million for the building. They did spend $8.1 million fixing it up. They improved the property. They leased it up. And in 2016, a nameless broker came to Paul Pariser, who's one of the two principals at Taconic, and said, I can sell this building for you for $225 million. So Paul talked it over with his pension fund investors, and they said, that's great, we'll make a great return. And the broker fell flat on his face, never sold it. And a few months later, Paul's a ski buddy of mine, and we were talking, and he said, you know what? I would sell this off market at $185 million because my pension fund clients would love to show a profit in New York City for these. And he had one other bidder that we were bidding against, but because of our relationship, I was able to get the deal. And so we agreed to buy it for $185 million. I then had to go find $185 million. So we had a bunch of Israeli pension funds who are our partners on a bunch of other deals. And we got M&T Bank to finance about 60% of it, and we purchased the building. We underwrote it to an 11.5% IRR to the investors. I was a levered IRR based on the 60%. We underwrote office rents, regular office rents, at $62 a foot gross with $80 TIs. And we said to our investors, look, there's an upside here. If we're able to attract lab tenants, because this has got a life sciences zoning, and there's only a handful of buildings in New York City that have life sciences zoning, we could probably get much higher rent. Now, we might have to spend more money to get there, and in fact, stem cell research was already in the building. They had given stem cell research $80 a foot in TI, but a bunch of companies had invested in stem cell, including the related companies, and they ended up spending about $500 a foot to build out their space, and they had a little bit of an increase in the rent. So we closed on it. And the first thing that happened was Volvo came to us and said, we want to extend our lease until 2019, but we're leaving. And if any of you guys really did your research, you would have seen that Volvo signed with Moynihan almost a year and a half ago to go to the Sky Building on 42nd Street and 11th Avenue. So Volvo left the building or is leaving the building. And then more recently, CUNY did not renew their lease, so they were leaving the 6th floor. We tried to reposition the building. We started calling it the Hudson Research Center, and we went out to a bunch of lab tenants. And what we found was we couldn't lease the building to lab tenants unless we did the work. So we made a decision. We went to our 8th floor where we had 15,000 square feet of vacancy, and we costed out what it would cost to create wet lab space. What's great about wet lab space is when your tenant leaves, there's very little money that you have to spend redoing the space for the next tenant, like $10 a foot. The problem was our cost estimate came in at $407 a foot, which was a huge investment. And so M&T Bank said, you know what, if this proves out, we'll give you the rest of the money to convert the rest of the building, but you have to spend the initial amount. So we went back to our investors, we raised another $9 million, and we started building out the space. And lo and behold, we leased it, the entire space, at $80 triple net. That's about $96 to $98 gross to a lab tenant, life science tenant. In addition, the Volvo space is being leased to CNN for their studio space, and they're going to be using the parking lot, which they're going to pay us for their CNN vans. So it turned out to be terrific. And now when we have new roles, M&T Bank is lending us the money to spend refitting that as lab space, and we'll be leasing that. So now the deal, which did pencil at 11.5, pencils at a 16.5% IRR. So the deal did work. Now, three of the final 6 teams rejected my deal. So I don't feel so bad because I'm going to make a 16.5. So here are the winners. In 6th place, is Hudya Capital. So what school is Hudya?
Can you please stand up and identify what school you're affiliated with? I'm sorry?
Georgetown.
University.
In fifth place is Blueprint Realty.
Blueprint.
What school? What? University of
University
Connecticut.
of Connecticut.
In fourth place is Adroit.
Adroit.
What school? Indiana. Third place is Stonecrest. Villanova. Villanova. Second place is Wuji. What school?
Wuji? Oh, University of Michigan.
University of Michigan. Go Blue. And in first place, Bell Capital. What school?
Okay, well, this time can we have you come forth and we'll take a picture with you and the judges. Congratulations.
Hurrah for the red and the blue.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck. Can we have a picture of the judges and the team?
Thank you so